Alright, so today we're going to go over your summer reading project. So this is for 6th grade. It is due Friday, September 11th, 2020. All late assignments will be penalized 10 days if it is late, and projects will be shared digitally if we're still doing online learning. Hopefully we'll be back in a classroom by this point, and learning will continue as usual within the classroom. So, dear future 6th graders, students, and parents, welcome to 6th grade. I'm honored to have you as a student in my 6th grade class. This summer, projects will consist of two parts. Part 1 will be skills-based online instruction through IXL. You will use IXL.com to access the required lesson. A checklist below has been provided for you to keep track of your practice. So it outlines everything that you are going to do. Part 2 is a novel-based project. You will have the choice of one of two novels. One is Island of the Blue Dolphins by Scott O'Dell, and the other one is A Fish in a Tree by Linda Mullally Hunt. You'll choose one and complete the project from the attached options that show your understanding of the novel. In addition to reading the novel, you will also be asked to complete a writing component based on the book that you have selected. These projects enable you to showcase your reading and writing skills and allow you to show your creative side. So have fun with the project and use it as a platform for your new teacher to get to know you. I will look forward to seeing you grow in your academic career. Some examples of what we will be studying of the year include short stories, articles, essays, poems, novels, and you will learn and evaluate through the text, both written and oral responses and discussions, which will all be set a standard for a level of learning. So your project is due September 11th. I already said that, so you guys have 10 points off for every day that doesn't come up. So IXL, you'll be using IXL, so you guys know the drill on how to log in. If you don't, it is clearly stated right here. You then, instead of going to 5th grade, you're going to go to the 6th grade tab, and then there will be a checklist. So you're going to go for however long you want to do this. You are going to complete the following 8 total skills. You're going to go into the B section, you're going to click on theme, and you're going to do 1 and 2 matching quotations with their themes and determine the themes of a short story. Then you are going to go to E, literary devices, identify sensory details, identify the narrative point of view, interpret the meaning of an allusion from its source, interpret figures of speech, classify figures of speech, and analyze the effects of figures of speech on the meaning and tone. So that is how that is going to work this year. You're going to do those 8 different tasks. So now we're going to the part that you guys are familiar with, which is choosing your summer reading book. In years past, they gave you 5 options. This year, they're only giving you 2. So, option 1, Island of the Blue Dolphins. This gives you a brief description on what it is. Karina is an Indian girl that lives happily with her people on the Island of the Blue Dolphins. It is an island in the Pacific that gets its name for the beautiful shape from above it. It looks like a dolphin lying on its side, with its tail pointing towards the sunrise, sunning itself in the sea. Around the blue dolphins swim, otters play, sea elephants and sea birds thrive. Karina's people live in harmony among the wildlife and around the island as they have for generations. Her father is the chief of the village, and one day a boat comes captained by a Russian man who looked at the little harbor as though it belonged to him. The captain and his crew wish hunt sea otter on their own terms. They're disregarded for the ways of the Indians people leads to bloody consequences. Karina's family is destroyed, and eventually, with the arrival of more white men, the entire community disappears from the island. Save Karina. For years, she lives on the island alone, using the skills of her people to survive. For the first time, she modifies these skills only men of her village have mastered. She makes a fence out of the ribs of whale, builds a house, and eventually becomes comfortable alone. She befriends one of the wild dogs, and the blue dolphins still give her strength. But she will not be alone for much longer. Option number 2 to read is A Fish in the Tree by Linda Mullally Hunt. Allie has been smart enough to fool a lot of smart people. Every time she lands in a new school, she's able to hide her inability to read by creating clever yet disruptive distractions. She's afraid to ask for help. After all, how can you cure dumb? However, her newest teacher, Mr. Daniels, sees the bright creative kid underneath the troublemaker. With his help, Allie learns it's not not to be so hard on herself, and that dyslexia is nothing to be ashamed of. As her confidence grows, Allie feels free to be herself, and the world starts opening up with different possibilities. She discovers that there's a lot more to her and to everyone than a label, and great minds don't always think alike. Choose one of the, so this is where now we're going to break into your project. So you're going to choose one of the two book choices. It may not be a book you have already read, so if you read one of the following two, you have to pick the one that you haven't read. Follow the directions for your project's completion according to the project list. Include the following information on your project: your name, date, and section. So if you're 5A, 5B, or 5C right now, you would then change it to 6A, 6B, and 6C. Just go with whichever one you're currently in. The title of your novel and the name of your author, the title of the assignment. So it would just be Summer Reading Project would be the title of your assignment. Project grades will be based on the following: physical appearance, neatness, organization, color. Projects must be typed or neatly handwritten. They'll be based on the grammar, mechanics, and spelling. Content and detail: to what extent does your project prove to me that you've read the book? Does the final product reflect well thought out ideas and demonstrate your understanding of the novel, or is it just something that you've completely thrown together at the last minute? Based on this and how much you've done, that's how much you will get scored on. When choosing a project that involves drawing, you absolutely may not copy from the internet, Xerox, or trace a book cover or any pictures found in the book. This will involve no creative thinking on your part whatsoever and will not be given credit. Directions for option number 1. There are going to be a total of 5 options. I'm going to go over all of them now. You're just going to pick one. So we learn a lot about people by what they keep in their closets, what they have on their walls, and what they select to put in their room. Select at least 2 characters from your novel and design a room. Could be a living room, bedroom, kitchen, or something, or another room of your choice. That would mean a lot to each character. You must include the following: 8x10 computer-sized paper, design of the room that you have created. Include 3 notable quotes from the text with your design. Write 1 to 2 paragraph explanation of why you designed the room the way you did. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a piece of paper, could be like printer paper. You're then going to draw the room. You're then going to find 3 quotes from the book, and you're going to incorporate them into some sort of object that relates to the text or the quote that you have picked, and you're going to scatter them throughout your picture. You're then going to write a 1 to 2 paragraph explanation of why you designed the room the way that you did. Option number 2, attention, book lovers. After reading your novel, you will complete a 30-second PSA, public service announcement. You will be using your skills of persuasion to convince the audience to read the novel. It should include the following: a script of your PSA to turn into the teacher, a summary of the novel, why you really enjoyed this novel, an important quote from the text and your reasoning as to why it's meaningful, your actual video posted on YouTube, or a video file submitted to the teacher. If posted on YouTube, you can just send a link. So what you're going to do is you're going to first create a script of your PSA. You're going to create a 30-second skit based on you kind of sitting in front of a camera, persuading the audience as to why the book is the best book that you've ever read, or why someone else should read it. You are then going to film it, act it out, act out your script. Then you are going to put it on YouTube, and then hand everything in with the due date. Option number 3, a dream vacation. Where do you think a character would most likely go on vacation? After reading the novel of choice, you will plan a perfect getaway vacation for a character in your novel. Your project must include the following elements: title and author of the book, a location and image of the place/location, a detailed description of the location, where it's located, how are you going to get there, what are the attractions and why would you want to go there, what is there to do at that location. A day-to-day itinerary of what the character is going to do on a 4-day vacation. An itinerary is typically from breakfast at 9 a.m. to dinner at 6 p.m. So you're going to create a list of events that that character would do between the hours of 9 to 6 for 4 days straight. Include why the character would enjoy each activity. It could be a short sentence and must include 3 quotes. You must include a picture and graphics and color to enhance the understanding. Time travel number 4. Take your character to another place and time and rewrite a chapter of your novel in a different setting. This includes time and place as well as environment. You must include a minimum of 2 to 3 typed pages in a narrative style. This includes characters, dialogue, and narrative techniques that you have learned. A cover page, the title of the page, which includes the title of the chapter, your name, and your class. 2 to 3 paragraphs about the author, the original writer of the book, and a summary of the novel, 2 to 3 paragraphs. Option 5, how I see it. Take a walk in someone else's shoes and rewrite a specific character from the antagonist's point of view. You must include 2 to 3 typed pages in narrative style. This includes characters, dialogue, and other narrative techniques that you have learned. A cover page, a title page, which includes the title of your chapter, your name, and your class, 2 to 3 paragraphs about the author, the writer of the original novel, meaning the person who wrote the book originally, and a summary of the novel, 2 to 3 paragraphs describing what the actual novel is about. That is your summer packet. You only have to do one, you only have to read one book, pick one option for the project out of the 5, and then do the 8 different assignments listed on IXL. So without a doubt, you guys are going to do great in 6th grade. Get this done early so that you can enjoy your summer vacation. It's all explained here, so you can continuously watch it back if you're stuck on anything. But other than that, enjoy your